any innings that are less than Christopher Sanchez. But let's hear from Shohei Ohtani. Spoke to reporters after the game in Pittsburgh, and he also gave an update on the blister that he had been dealing with that Dave Roberts said was manageable. They talked to Possum about it, the Dodgers' longtime trainer, and he's been managing. It's going to be fine, but let's listen to Shohei Ohtani after the start.
Shohei, Dave Roberts has shared with us that if you look at your last few outings, you've been dealing with a blister. We saw it was bothering you today. Just what is it like kind of managing that? And clearly you're making your starts, but just how does that feel at the moment?
指の状態とか監督がおっしゃってましたけども、そういうのがちょっと影響しているのかとかありますか？
いや、それはあんまりないですかね。最後もどうですかね。1、2塁で2つ取ってからの際どいところ行ってたのでチャレンジしようかどうか迷いましたけど、やっぱ信じてチャレンジをした方が良かったのかなとは、結果的にはそういう感じかなと思います。
Yeah, no issues with the blisters. I don't think it's been affecting my performance. Just the last, couple at bats where, I was just hoping. I wish I got some calls my way, but just didn't turn out that way, and that's the part that I wish I could have been able to change a little bit.
Did you want to challenge a couple of those pitches to low in the
したい気持ちは
ここら辺までは言ってたんですけどね、最後のもう一歩が、基本的にはキャッチャーがやるという方針ではあるので、相当自信がない限りはやらないんですけど、シチュエーションがシチュエーションだったので、やってもよかったのかなとは今思えばそういう感じかなと思います。
I really got close to doing one. I usually let the catchers make that determination. But looking back, I think situationally how important it was that at bat. Looking back, I think I could have done a few challenges.
You haven't pitched into the seventh a ton this year. Just how did you feel about the execution of your stuff that inning? Was there any fatigue that played into kind of how that played out?
7回は投げてないんですけども、少し疲労とかっていうのがパフォーマンスに影響したのですか？
球数的にはそうでもなかったですし、最後もいい感じで2人最後取ってから打たれ3-0からね打たれた感じではあったので、そこに尽きるかなというかそこ次第だった。最後2点はもうちょっともったいなかったなという感じかなと思います。
Going into that inning, the pitch count was pretty relatively low, so I don't think so. But after the two hitters, 2 outs felt pretty good. It was just a misexecution in that 3-0 pitch.
How did it feel, and did you think that one in the third inning was out?
スイングの状態と、ホームラン捉えたのはホームランだと思いましたか
？2打席目ですかね。セカンドやった？そうですね。打った感じは入るだろうなとは思ってたので、取られてなければもちろん入ってたんですけど、そこはいい素晴らしい守備だったなということですかね。
Yeah, felt good off the bat. I thought it was going to be a homer. Looking back at the video, it was a homer, but the left fielder made a fantastic catch and got to tip my cap on that one.
What he needs to do. So also we got word about Will Smith. Let's get into that a little bit here. Will Smith is in a situation where he's going on the injured list, and Dave Roberts, he revealed it that Will Smith hitting the injured list, dealing with that neck injury, and that neck injury has definitely impacted him at the plate. The corresponding move, as we predicted, was Chucky Robinson, a player the Dodgers acquired who was in the Angels system, and he's going to be the backup, and Dalton Rushing is going to get a lion's share of the opportunities. Dalton Rushing, he has been really one of the better players as far as role players for the Dodgers this season. And when it comes to where he's been at this year, I think this is a great opportunity to show what he can do as an everyday player, not just about a backup, getting consistent at-bats. And tonight, Dalton Rushing, batting 8th, did go 0 for 4, and he has had some moments where he's slumped. He has gone 8 for 15 this month, heading into this one, hitting 444, but he did slump in May, going 146, hitting 146 with a 385 OPS. So that's going to be interesting. And the thing about, I saw in the comments, it's not bad news. This is just rest. I hope so, because this hasn't been a good year for Will Smith. I mean, last year he was an all-star. Everyone was saying he's the best catcher in baseball and better than Cal Raleigh. This year has been a drop-off for Will Smith. Like I said, if I had to be the guy that is just giving you the facts about this team without sugarcoating anything, so we know the truth. So you're not going around spreading misinformation about the Dodgers, and you're the smart Dodgers fan in your friend Dodger group. I'll be happy to do that. Well, last year, Will Smith hit 296. That's down to 249. Had a 404 on base. That's down to 338. Was slugging 497. That's down to 382. Had a 153 weighted runs created plus, which said that he was 53% above league average, because 100 is league average. Anything above that is above league average. Weighted runs created plus is a fantastic measure of runs created, and it does a much better job than OPS or any other metrics to determine offensive productivity. Well, he was a 153 weighted runs created plus last year. This year, it's dropped off to a 105 weighted runs created plus. So Will Smith has gone from 53% above league average offensively to just 5% above league average offensively. He has 6 home runs and 201 plate appearances. He would not have gotten close to making the All-Star game this year. And I think that a lot of this you have to pin on just the deep postseason runs. Let's not forget, he caught 73 innings during the World Series. That's a world record. That's the most ever for the World Series. And he's played a lot of baseball, and I'm sure that takes its toll. And the most important thing is he stays healthy, gets healthy, and is ready to go when the postseason rolls around. But this is a great opportunity for Dalton Rushing, because Dalton Rushing has had less at-bats this season. He certainly has. But if you look at Dalton Rushing on the year, his overall numbers have been better than Will Smith, albeit in a lot less plate appearances, 118. But he's basically putting up the same year in a smaller sample size that Will Smith had last year. This year, he's hitting 286 with a 156 weighted runs created plus. So, yeah, let's see what we can do with this situation. I'm not saying there's going to be a catcher's controversy or anything like that. But, yeah, I mean, hopefully this is a reset for Will Smith, because they need him as a right-handed bat. And this year, he's just having a down year. Like a lot of these Dodgers, even though they have the second-best record in baseball. Mookie, down year. Even Freddie, you could say, maybe having a down year, even though just had his 2,500 hits. Kyle Tucker having a down year. There's been some down years. Really, the only guys that are outperforming this year are Max Muncy and Andy Pages. The rest of the team is having down seasons by their standards. So that's how it is for them. So let's hear from Dave Roberts, hear what he had to say.
I think there's just any number of reasons. Unless somebody asks, we won't know. We could know tomorrow.
Speaking of things we know because people asked, Olivia in the chat just said Dave Roberts just confirmed that Will Smith is going on the injured list. Chucky Robinson will be added to the roster tomorrow, added to the 40-man roster and the 26-man roster.
So within the span of like a year, we've had guys go on the injured list because of a shower, a nightstand, a piece of salad, and now a pillow.
Yeah,
like,
you know
I'm
what?
not saying those are definitely causes for injury, I guess.
Yeah,
usually among people that you work with, but not necessarily.
Yeah, usually, athletes. I see a lot of people sore for a lot of reasons down at the assisted living facility where I work, but all of those people are, roughly 50 years older than Will Smith, at least. Yeah. Hey, we got a couple super chats. JY Kim, Jedi Engineer, $5 super chat, says good rushing news today. The throw to third was on the money. Dalton Rushing's got a great arm, and that was a perfect throw. It was definitely a boneheaded base running decision, but also it took a perfect throw to get him. And, I don't know that you never make the first out at third base. And so you have to be so sure you're going to make it that even a perfect throw isn't going to get you. And in that case, the perfect throw got him. But yeah, it was a perfect throw. Dalton Rushing, I don't know. I am amused by all the Dalton Rushing hate, both among Dodger fans and among the baseball world at large. Like even that slide yesterday, it's like, who else gets headlines, gets a John Boy video when they get called out for sliding out of the baseline on a double play? Nobody. Guess what? It happens. Dalton Rushing is not the first person ever to do that. Even on the game, like Eric Karros was comparing it to Hal McRae running over the Yankees, Willie Randolph in the 70s. And it's like, it was nothing like that. He slid out of the baseline. There's a penalty for that. The umpires enforced the penalty, and then you move on with the game. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was at risk of getting hurt. It was tame by 10 years ago standards. It was just, he wasn't close enough to the bag with his slide, so they called the double play. And that's the end of the story, unless you have a weird Dalton Rushing obsession, which, a lot of people do, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I like a guy with a little bit of grit. I do think it might have been a little out of pocket.
Well, it was a dumb base running move. His coach should talk to him and say, hey, Freeland probably beats that out if you don't do that, and you just cost us an out. That's the problem with that, is that it was poor base running. Not that it was bad sportsmanship, not that it was dangerous, not that it was Dalton Rushing is Hitler, any of that people like to say. It cost the Dodgers an out. That was the problem with that slide, and the only problem with that slide.
Comparing, yes, we're comparing.
No, I'm saying don't compare Dalton Rushing to Hitler.
Backup catchers to
He's
war criminals.
not the backup right now because Will Smith's on the injured list. He's the starting catcher. Hey, $4.99 super chat from ADK, and there were several balls hit that's like, oh, that might get down. No, and Ohtani being robbed of the home run obviously was a big deal.
Mattered.
Just one of those games. Yeah, you absolutely have to give the Pirates credit for winning this game. The Dodgers, every game that one team wins, a different team loses, and vice versa. And so as Dodger fans, of course, we're going to focus on the things that the Dodgers did to lose this game. Kyle Hurt not throwing any good pitches definitely hurt, but Big Tom Callahan hitting 2 homers, that was a big deal, and those home runs counted. He hit them over the fence and hit them pretty far over the fence, so it happens. I'm just looking when they were talking about if the Dodgers win or the Dodgers score 8 runs, they expect to win. I'm looking at what their record is this year when scoring 8 runs or more.
They are
now 18-1 when scoring 8 runs or more. They were 18-0 coming into today.
I would like to. Cole by Cole says that play wasn't that great. Look at it again. The ball wasn't clearing that short fence by much. Altuve is taller than that wall and left. According to Statcast, the ball that Ohtani hit was a home run in 29 out of 30 parks.
I saw 25 out of 30.
They have changed it to 29.
Did they?
The only park it wasn't a home run in, surprisingly, is Pittsburgh. So I don't know what that means. I'm a little confused by that.
I don't know if it's a home run in Pittsburgh too, but they must be measuring, where he caught it.
Exactly.
That's funny because when I looked it up right after he hit it, there were 4 other stadiums. It said it was 25 out of 30. So they must
be playing the result a little bit, which is not something they shadow updated Statcast. I didn't realize they did that, but it was a home run in 29 out of 30 parks. Brian Reynolds made a great play.
Yeah, and the home run that Tyler Callahan hit into the river was a home run in 30 of 30 parks. Doesn't go into the river in 30 of 30 parks because not all the parks have a river right there. But
some have an ocean.
Pittsburgh sure does. Some have a thing that Max Muncy pretends he referred to as an ocean. I guess he did eventually refer